What is up, all you hooligans? This is Taylor Price of the Taylor Price Podcast, talking to you guys about my new idea for the podcast that I wanted to do and also give back in a way because of my past in retail. I mean, I spent upwards of thousands of dollars at Under Armour where I used to work. So, what I wanted to do here was get a new outfit for every podcast. And I was going to let my guest, well, in this case, my fiance, pick out my outfit so that it's an outfit that either looks ridiculous or maybe looks good that I can donate to the Goodwill or something. But besides these pants,
I can see my future in these pants.
besides the pants, I feel like the shoe game here at Ragstock wasn't that great. I had to kind of circumvent the rules here. The goal was to get the entire outfit from Ragstock, picking out the pants, the shoes, the shirt, everything down to the accessories and the bag. I wanted it all to come from one place, but unfortunately I couldn't make that happen. Had to find some 49-cent slides from Old Navy. They ended up being the most comfy thing of the entire outfit. So, what is up, everybody? So this is what I typically dress in. I usually wear Under Armour stuff, shorts, and a t-shirt. I mean, here, I'm going to go back here and I'll show you guys. But the goal, like I said, was to get an outfit from one place, like Ragstock, or I guess one mall, and end up donating it after I use it here for the podcast. But then I kind of got to thinking, what if I like the outfit? What if I donate some of my old Under Armour clothes that I still have in an effort to kind of give back as well? That's something I could do too. But the first thing that I had to do was, the first thing I have to do now is put the outfit on. Let's just get down to it. I feel like I look ridiculous.
Wrong pocket. Let's put it in here. It's clear and see-through.
Here you go. Boom. Look at that. I feel like I look like a mini Hassan Piker. This is the outfit. I really am not sure how to feel about it, but you know what? My fiance did a great work. This is going to be the start of something new. I'm okay with it. Well, welcome everybody to the Taylor Price Podcast. I didn't even do my intro today because I haven't heard back from Steel Beans on whether or not I can still use that song that he plays, which I really like. I just want to find something cool for my intro. I've even employed a graphic artist to help me with a logo and an intro for this as well. So I want to take this seriously. I mean, this podcast means a lot to me. I want to continue to try new things. And with that, I want to talk about things that, I mean, have been on my mind recently. I mean, not a lot has gone on. I mean, since the whole debacle with the car being stolen, I mean, I feel like my life hasn't been as exciting, but that's life. I mean, not every day is going to be the most exciting thing in the world, but I mean, if you're working a day job like I do, you're just looking for those crazy customers that come in, or the people that come in and make your day interesting. Because there's so many days where I'm just sitting around at my job, because the job I work is, like, I'm waiting for people to come in so that I can help them. And if there's nobody that's coming in, I can't help them. So I end up doing a whole lot of searching through TikTok, and we'll get into more of that later in the podcast. But I think I have a hard time just sitting down and doing nothing. I think one of the fun things to do in life is to get better at things. I've always tried to continue to grow and get better at new things every day. There was a point in my life, especially in college, where I was always trying to get better every single day. I even told myself, like, if you don't get better at something every single day, you've wasted your day. And that's a very strict thing to think about. And that's a hard thing to do every day, to get better at one thing. I mean, you can always try something new, stuff that is easy, and get better at it. But once you've gotten better at enough things, it's going to become a grind for anything. And I've come to realize even recently that I enjoy the grind of everything, the putting together of things, more than I actually like the final product of things. I like to enjoy the journey to getting to a finish line rather than the actual finish line itself. I get that sense of satisfaction once I complete something, and I'm almost looking for more work. I'm almost looking for more things to keep my brain occupied. Um, that was a hard thing to do growing up. Keep myself occupied, and especially in college, um, I wasn't playing sports anymore. I stopped playing sports after college because, well, or going into college because I got hurt. An injury is always going to derail what you think is going to happen in your life. So when I had my shoulder injury, I wasn't able to play just about anything. Um, so it was a very depressing time. I think that change in my life was very drastic, going from working out every day, being what you thought was going to become a professional athlete. I mean, I didn't have visions of grandeur or think that I was going to become a major league baseball player. I thought maybe minor leagues at best, but I wanted to play baseball as long as I could, and I felt like my time was cut short. I didn't get to enjoy it fully. Um, so going into college, I was very depressed. I was very out of sorts because I was looking for something new, something to keep my brain occupied. And my freshman year was very interesting. I mean, I took classes that were very generic. I mean, if you are going through college, especially now, you're going to be taking generals right away. I mean, the first 2 years, you're going to take general classes that have nothing to do with your major, and they're always going to be pretty easy, in my opinion. Especially if you take the ACT or SAT and you test highly in certain subjects, you may not even have to take certain subjects when you get to college. So for me, in the first year of college, I took a lot of easy courses, and even my first semester, I had Fridays off. I had a photography course, and my teacher walked in on Friday and was like, "You guys are my only class. You guys just want the day off?" And we're like, "Yeah." So my first semester had Fridays off, and I would spend most of those Fridays looking for new activities to do. I would do frisbee golf. I would do I started playing real golf as well. But then I got into rock climbing. I started rock climbing in high school. On the rock climbing walls at school. They're nothing special. They're not very intimidating. There's no inclines. There's no V1, V2, V3. There's only just the small wall and the whole hand placements, footholds, and all that stuff. So for me, I didn't even know that there was like ropes involved. I didn't even know there's chalk involved. I just knew that I like to climb stuff. I climbed I climbed plenty of things when I was in high school. I mean, with my friends, we would go bullet and climb high schools, like, and hide from the cops as they chased us away. Like, that was something that we did on a regular basis. And so when I got to college, climbing things like climbing rocks was nothing out of the ordinary. I even climbed a very tall rock in the city I went to for college, and I remember climbing that about 20 times, and I always climbed it without ropes. I never climbed it. I climbed it a few times with people, but a lot of times by myself, just solely by myself. And you had to hike to get up there. There's a couple different trails I took up to get there. Some of them more dangerous than the others. Some of them you could hike up to, and some of them you physically had to like climb to get up the certain parts of it. And this giant rock had had a pretty much a straight up and down wall, cliff face at the front of it that I ended up climbing in my senior year. But my freshman year, I remember free soloing, not knowing what free soloing even was. Like, I was just climbing just in general. That's what I thought it was called, just climbing by yourself. But free soloing is different. That's climbing without any gear or equipment to like harnesses and ropes and stuff like that. Free soloing is you and the rock and some chalk. If you have chalk, which I didn't. For the first, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 times I climbed that thing with my friends and without them, we climbed without chalk every single time. So it's mind numbing to me that I did it that many times with sweaty hands and didn't fall to my death, because it still is a very, very tall rock. So that was one of the dumbest things. And Mom, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I probably should have never done that. But one day I'm climbing this rock. It's called Sugarloaf. I'm climbing Sugarloaf, and I'm by myself. It's a beautiful warm day. It's hot. I'm sweating, but I'm climbing in like a plain white t-shirt and black Nike basketball shorts, some like Nike crew socks, and some old beat up I want to say Nike shoes, but they could have been anything. I didn't really pick like the best shoe wear back then. I just picked like the I would go to Foot Locker and buy $100 Nike shoes and just use those for everything. And so I got halfway up the rock, like I had always done the same route that I had always done. But this time, when I was walking up, I saw some ropes hanging down from the top, but I couldn't see anybody. So by the time I got halfway through my climb on, which was on another, face of the rock, I had no idea that there was even anybody there. I thought that that line had been there the entire time. But halfway up, I see a guy in like a tank top and cargo shorts with just dressed to the nines and all of the rock climbing gear that you could think of. And he makes eye contact with me. He's got sunglasses on, and I see him pull down the sunglasses to take a look. And he starts climbing fast. He starts getting up above me. He gets up higher than me. And I start focusing a little bit more on what I'm doing. I'm climbing. I'm making sure, I'm not falling and everything. But then out of nowhere, I see him swing over to about 3 feet away from me. And he had gotten above me, but now he was probably like two or 3 feet below me. Him being 2 or 3 feet below me, I see that he's got this long ponytail. This dude's tan, like light brown hair, just jet black Oakley glasses, those wraparounds, and he's bobbing his head back and forth. I thought he was dancing or something, but what he's actually doing, he's looking at my hip. He's looking at the belt buckle, or lack thereof. The Nike shorts I was wearing were actually golf shorts that were kind of like short shorts that I almost just always use for regular day stuff. But for some reason, I was climbing with them. I didn't have a belt on because they were just tight enough. I'm skinny. They don't really fall off my body. He is staring at my hip. I don't know why. And I kind of am stunned, and I stop, and he looks at me dead in the face, and he says, "Where's your chalk bag?" I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know that that was a thing. I obviously put two and two together, a bag that is used for chalk. The chalk that you write with? Like, am I drawing cave drawings on this fucking rock as I'm going up? Like, do you want me to sign my name or like my signature and like how high I go? What are you talking about? I didn't say any of that. In my head, I'm thinking, a million different things. But he asked me again, "Where's your chalk bag?" I don't have one. I don't know. I look at him and I say that. I'm like, I don't have one. Lucky for me, this guy had an extra, because he starts, he's locked into place, so he can start using his hands. He reaches into his hip, and he pulls out this like green and blue chalk bag, and he swings over closer to me, and he just clips it on to one of the belt buckles, or the belt holder belt loops. That's what they're called. And then he swings away like Spider-Man, and he just disappears. I never got his name. I never got anything from this guy. I never got to say thank you. He just zipped away like Spider-Man, saving the day. I put some chalk on my hands and I start climbing, and I'm like, wait a second. That's pretty good. That helps me climb. I know I still have the chalk bag somewhere at my folks' place, but to this day, I don't think that there's been a wilder experience that I've ever had doing any sport, because there's nothing like climbing, free soloing, doing these types of activities where you're one with an element. You're one with the earth and stuff like that. I think about the time I climbed some ice waterfalls later that year. Something you could do at the university was rent the equipment to go rock climbing. Well, they also had the equipment to go climb ice waterfalls that they would curate. They would literally bring just a bunch of loads of water and find these kind of small cliffs and create these ice waterfalls that you could climb up. I remember using drone footage to help shoot some commercials and stuff like that for that. And I thought that was one of the most intense things I've ever done. I'm climbing a iced out waterfall, like it's frozen completely. And I'm also piloting a drone, making sure that it can capture everything that we're doing. That was scary, intense at the same time. And think about all of the people who free solo out in the world. Alex Honnold, namely, who's my hero when it came to free soloing. That dude is insane. That is somebody that I hope I one day get to interview. If I could ever interview somebody who, before they die, I want to get Alex Honnold, because that dude he's a legend. I want to dive deep into the mentality that it takes to climb a 3,000-foot rock in California called El Capitan. If you haven't seen Free Solo, go to Disney Plus. I guarantee it's worth the money, because you will be sweating. Your hands will sweat so freaking badly watching that. And if you can stick it all the way through, I commend you, because that was one of the most intense things I've ever seen. And Jimmy Chin is actually one of my favorite photographers / videographers, whatever you want to say. He's a legend as well. Two guys that I think heavily inspired my idea of what it is to be good at something. Their pursuit of being good at the craft that they do inspires me every day. It's not just that they want to be good at it, they want to inspire others. And I think that's a very important part of all of this. If I could inspire somebody based off just a story that I tell, or talking about things that inspire me, I hope that that's a thing. I want people to feel like their ideas and their inspirations aren't dumb. Like, I relate so much to other people. I try to relate to other people every single day as much as I can, so that I just like gaining perspective. And if we can inspire more people just by doing things we love, like, why? That's the coolest thing. I've never met somebody that when they helped somebody out or inspired somebody to do something wasn't like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like, I know a lot of people want to keep ideas for themselves and claim ideas and be like, I was the first person. That's cool with me, but don't hate me for trying your idea as well and trying to make it my own, because that's what I'm going to do with my podcast. I'm going to do that with everything I do. It's not just about getting better every day at something. It's about learning and doing new things and branching out. So I wanted to find new ways to get into not just rock climbing, but golf. Like, that was another thing. Once I stopped playing baseball, that I got into. Golf is a sport that most people find very boring, but I find that the aspect of getting better at golf, or the journey of getting better at golf, is almost it's like a very intense puzzle that you never know what's going to happen. Like, the puzzle isn't revealing itself until you fully put it together. Like, picture you putting together a puzzle that's all blank until all the puzzle pieces come together. Like, once you figure out what all the pieces look like, the image comes into focus. That's what it feels like to be good at golf, because you're doing all these random things to try to get better, and you never know the full product. You never know if you're going to see all of that all at once. And I think to the professional golfers, like, of the world, like, they're masters of their craft. They not only can put together that puzzle quickly, they can figure out when a piece is missing or doesn't fit faster than anybody else, and that image becomes so clear. And I think that's what most people want to attain in anything, not just golf or not just their favorite skill. Like, anybody getting good at things is going to try to find the ways to cut, dry, cheat, and steal, get the things that help them get better. And I want to translate all of those things over to this podcast. I'm getting text messages. Well, this outfit is wonderful for one thing. I got my phone on me I don't have to keep it in my pocket. I think I sit on my wallet, because, like, I get that, like, sciatica pain or whatever, and I freak out because oh, I don't wish that pain on anybody. You sit hard on your wallet when you don't mean to, man. Oh, that's like going to a baseball game. They like unless you're in like a cushioned seat. Like I'm always like I'm making sure I gotta be like cautious and shit. It's like, and then I always carry my glove with me. If you don't carry your glove to a baseball game, you better be catching that shit barehanded and not complaining because you know something about carrying a glove to a baseball game is, I don't know. It feels right to me. I was a baseball player though. It might be gimmicky to other people. I don't know. I don't really pretend to care about what other people like or dislike unless it helps me grow. If it's just because they don't like something, cool, whatever. I'm not gonna pour too much of myself into that. I want to find more ways to inspire myself in this podcast. And if you are a graphic designer, somebody who creates music, I should just say a music artist. I can't speak right. I feel like if I'm going to continue this podcast, I better figure that out too. But I want to collaborate with people, and not just other podcasters. I want to collaborate with people who are in the space of creating Photoshop works or thumbnails and stuff like that, because the formulas and the algorithms that go into what becomes popular on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and stuff like that is interesting to me. It's always fun to dive deep on trends and stuff like that. A very good Twitch streamer who I think talks a lot about analytics and marketing and stuff like that, Atrioc, is the guy I think of when it comes to that. Who, maybe it's just because I'm on the gaming side of things, but I can name a bunch of people that I'm sure nobody knows about except for certain gamers, certain sects of the world. Certain people are going to stand out in the market that I'm paying attention to. So like guys like Atrioc, guys like Ludwig, guys like Stans, the guys who are doing that off-brand thing are innovating and also, very smart at what they do. I think being able to market yourself and dive deeper into what is going to become popular is always going to be interesting to me. I want to know what it is that is tick about these apps and these social media websites that will help me grow, but then also help me spread the message and get more people listening to the podcast, and hopefully getting more people inspired to talk about things I'm interested in. I don't know. I'm interested in everything. I'm interested in comedy. Like I've mentioned before, have you even thought about doing stand-up? I gotta get down to writing all of these things, all these stupid stories that I have locked in my head. Because I've done so many different weird jobs, from Jet's Pizza to, like I said, to pushing asphalt in my first job. Like, this is one of those things that if you can get your ideas down on paper, you might be able to iron out some material and hopefully make people laugh, make people smile. So that's the goal of mine. But I do have a segment for you guys. I want to start out fresh with a new segment for you guys called Autumn's Crazy Curation, or something like that. We'll have to figure out a name for it. Autumn's Disheveled Memes. That could be one. But this next segment is for all of you disheveled people who want to laugh and cringe at the same time. Autumn is one of my coworkers who is very funny, but also has a For You page on TikTok that is cursed. That's the only word that I can think of for it. So I hope you guys enjoy my reaction to that, and we'll see you guys in the next part of the podcast. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Taylor Price Podcast. And here in this segment, we are going to be reacting to some TikToks that my coworker Autumn sent me. So these are going to be Autumn's disheveled memes. We'll have to put it right up here or something every single time. Just the most disheveled. Her humor is broken. I want to get that out there. And every time she shows us these, every one of my coworkers and I are just we're cringing a little bit and dying a little bit on the inside. So I hope you do too. Let's start it out warm. STI with no bumper. Oh God. The thing that bothers me immediately right off the bat, and this is the thing you need to know about Autumn, is she's a car girl. She loves cars. She absolutely adores her own car. So the car memes are abundant. She always has them on deck. So I'm sitting here the first time waiting for the car meme to go into a car centric mode. What the fuck? Autumn? Really? Everybody loves this guy too, especially this guy is memed out to all hell. All right, so next one.
Extremely right wing. Bernie. Trump. Obama. Protected by ADT. Athletic. This truck means nothing to me. Yeah, it's a Prius.
I feel like somebody else has been putting stickers on this guy's car. It's not just him, and he just rolls with it. Or she just rolls with it, and he's like, you know what? At this point, I'm a full on advertisement. It looks like a mini race car. All right, next one.
$19 Fortnite card. Who wants it?
No more Fortnite.
Autumn, I don't know what else to say. I'm upset. I am internally upset. Why do you think? I guarantee she is laughing her ass off every time this plays. Why? Autumn. Somebody's gonna need to talk to you and your therapist.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better. I'm trying to get rid of them, but nothing seems to stay the same.
Okay, in case you missed it, there's a dude scratching his butthole in the background. I'm not gonna go back and play it, but come on, how do you? If there wasn't the caption, I want to know how many people actually caught. I might have to mute the audio through the entire part, only because there was so much Demi Lovato, but none of it makes sense. I want to know what the funny part is. I'm desperate. I need to know what was supposed to be funny. I'm speechless. I want to know.
I didn't have sex with my dog. 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 I didn't have.
He's just practicing all of the ways to say the sentence. That's fine, but it's the sentence. Just stop. There doesn't need to be an experiment. You don't have to experiment here. There's no trial and error. We all know the sentence is fucked. Just stop it.
Have sex with my dog.
Hey, somebody come get her. She dancing like a stripper. Hey.
Just kill the thing. Just use a hammer. Use something, because you're going to have to burn down that entire bathroom afterwards. You have a demon spawn in your sink. Why are you still there? You should have burned down that sink. There should not have even been 4 seconds of him twisting around. I get it that you're trying to make a TikTok, but come on. I love the first comment. Why is it spicy? Why is it spicy? Gotta take a picture. Why is it spicy? Spicy. I misspelled the shit out of that picture's image.
Not use the keys.
Come on, Shane. You can unlock it, buddy. You got it.
The keys.
You
buddy.
can do
the
it,
keys.
Shane.
No, not the door. Not the door. Keys. Keys. Not the door.
can do it.
Not the door.
You can do
Find
it.
the keys.
Hit the button.
No.
It's right fucking
Shut
there.
up, AP.
Who gives a fuck if it goes off? Come
I don't
on,
want it to
Shane.
go off. I'm here.
No, he's going back to bed. Get
You
up.
idiot.
Shane, open the door.
Shane. Keys. Chris Patterson's keys. You have them in your pocket.
He's giving up.
He's
Shane,
going to bed.
open the
He's going to
door.
bed. He's going to bed.
Shane, open up the truck, damn it. Open up the truck. That's what I want. Oh my god.
He wants to sleep so bad. He's
Open the
black. He's
fucking
blacked out.
doors,
He's
Shane.
blacked out. He's blacked out.
Drunk?
He is definitely blacked out.
All right, hit the unlock
You
button.
got-
Hit the unlock. Not use.
I mean, I want to know how it ends, but at the same time, fuck these guys. Let them sleep. Let them be stranded. I don't care. I don't care.
Watch the car.
If you fall in front of me, I'm gonna laugh. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it, especially if you smack your face on a car when you're not looking. I'm gonna laugh every time. He's so confident. Look at him. He's so confident. I love it. I absolutely love it. I shouldn't laugh, but because the little girl got smacked right in the face, like 100%. But yeah, just don't do that. You fucked around enough and you found out. That's just what happened. That's just exactly what happened.
I just got banned from using TikTok Live for a week because of this, I guess. I guess they couldn't handle it. I don't know. I'm sorry
Yeah,
if you were in that live. It's fuck. I just...
just the no context of like, hey, this is the reason why I put it on. But you know, God, Autumn, you really got me with that one. Thank you guys for tuning into the Taylor Price Podcast. If you could subscribe on YouTube, follow me on TikTok and Twitter. That way you guys can stay updated on everything that I'm doing, as well as maybe see the next outfit, or even maybe guess who my next guest is. If you guys have ideas for certain parts of the podcast you guys would like to see, or even stories you guys would like me to tell, talk about different eras of my life, feel free to shoot those ideas up in the comments. I would love to hear anything you guys got. As well as some encouragement. If you guys have some negative feedback, by all means send it. I'm sure I did something stupid this time as well. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time on the Taylor Price Podcast. Have a good one.
Hey, Taylor Price, my guy.